Hi there. So, there are so many personalities, so many things to be, to feel, to see, to look like, to act like, and my problem that I've had for most of my life, I would say, but very, very intensely the past few years, is that I get lost in the mind loops and endless cycles of thinking that I have to be this and that and everything all at once at the same time, and I cannot pick. So I know that it's a very common thing, maybe for young people, maybe for, I don't know, just people who are very adaptable, changeable, and transform themselves all the time. And I was always like that. One day I wake up, I want to be a singer. The other day I wake up, I want to be a tattoo artist. The next day I wake up, I want to be crafting clothing. And that's exactly what I do that day. So we're going to talk about the ways how I've been getting stuck in my own ways the last few months, the last half a year, I would say, because I am getting in my own way of living. So, a lot of times it really works for me. It just works. It just works when you just let go of whatever fear or anxiety you have based around experimenting, letting go of the anxiety and stress of wanting to be perfectly good at something when you have just begun trying to practice something new. So what I've been trying to figure out so actively the past few months is actually waiting for me at the other end of the spectrum of not trying to so actively figure it out. Because I have been placed in a situation in my life currently that I have not ever been in. In the past, I would say 6 months or something. I have been panicking. Like, I have been stressed out like never before. And I'll tell you why. It's a very strange reason. But also, when you think about it, it's very common. And it's very understandable. It's normal in today's day and age. And all my restlessness, all my panicking, it has come to a very weird flip, a very weird stop recently, because I am finally realizing again, after a longer period of time, I'm finally realizing again that I am actually panicking, and I cannot slow down, and I cannot just step away from myself and see the bigger picture and just come out of my little mind loops. So from time to time I can pull myself out of them and see that I actually was stuck in a mind loop. But mostly when you're in the loop, you cannot see that you're in there. So you just keep going and keep repeating the same stuff. But yeah, the past half a year, I've been placed in a situation in life where I would say I have been both lucky, very blessed, very fortunate to have so much free time, but also at the same time kind of cursed to have so much time with doing nothing that would be considered productive or contributing to society and making money for big corporations and or studying something and whatever. So I graduated all the schools I needed to graduate to be considered a grown-up. I don't even know what, but let's just stick with a word, a grown-up. I cannot think of anything else right now. But yeah, I did all of that. And the reason why I was not panicking before, because I was so good at school. I was so good at being perfect by these standards. And when I'm not there anymore, when I got out, when I graduated, the first month was pure panicking, like pure running around in a very small circle, crying almost every day because I couldn't figure out what the hell is happening. I thought, like, I would be so free. I would be so happy to finally do what I want to do and finally have the time for my art and do everything, that I was so stuck in this mind loop that I eventually got out of, and then my life turned to 180, like to better days. But for the first, I would say, month after graduating, I was really not doing myself any good. I was I couldn't see my own ways from afar. And even if somebody told me to just chill out, relax, you get all the time you need, now you can just like breathe in, breathe out. If somebody told me that, you can't really see it like that. You have to come to that realization yourself. And eventually I understood that what was holding me back was actually the very thing that would give me the most peace, like a huge relief, and the very opportunity and chance to do what I want to do. So I was stuck in my own ways by thinking that, what, now I don't have anything to do with my days. But actually, that is the very fact itself that now makes my life better. I've been programmed for most of my life to just be insanely busy by just being busy, and stressed out by being stressed out. And when you're in a new situation like this that you've never been in your life, you become so confused, so lost, because you think you are lost, because your life is flipped upside down, kind of. And I just automatically, by instinct, I chose to see that this life is bad, and now I need to panic and manically search for a job, manically search for where to go, what to do, what is happening. Should I like whatever, like throw everything away, or like go to a university? And the very thing that was making me panic ended up being something that helped me, because one evening I just sat down, being on a random Zoom call, because I was so manically trying to make money. From day one, I was attending classes on my own, free seminars on Zoom about business making and stuff. And the very thing that kept me from the very fact that I told myself that I am so miserable because now I have no daily routine. I have nothing. I don't have to go anywhere. I have to do anything. I'm basically lost. And then I was just sitting at my table, and it just clicked for me that, wait a minute, I have nowhere to go. I have nothing to do. I have no daily routine that's pushed on to me by someone else. I have all the free time. I have all the time I need. And when I realized that it's actually the same thing that was keeping me in my stupid mind loop of hell, was actually the same loop that was my loop of freedom. And then I spiraled up, and before I was oh my god, I'm gonna die, I have no routine. I'm not making money. And then I was oh my god, I have no routine. I'm not making money. And that is so great. And when I realized that the same fact that was actually killing me was the same fact that is actually like gonna set me free, it just clicked in my brain. And the next month or something was pure euphoria, because I was just doing everything I always wanted to do. And I realized that I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be just fine. But it's not, like, growth is not a journey of just going up and staying up. Of course I fell down like 100 million times after this great realization, this big eureka moment. Of course I fell out of that loop of happiness. Of course I spiraled again back into the, like, oh my god, I'm not making money, I'm not doing anything good, I'm gonna die. I've been thinking like this for the past month again. Like, I've been like, I'm back in there. Like, I'm back in the hole of hell. But when you're just being in this back and forth motion, and you're not really extending and expanding your consciousness and awareness about a lot of information that you can't see, you gotta ask yourself different questions, and you gotta ask yourself, what are your beliefs that are limiting you? Because it's always some kind of belief about something, or yourself, or your surroundings, or your life. There's always a belief that's making you act a certain way. So ask yourself different types of questions. Where do I get my gratification from? What's the source of my happiness? Or how do I value my success? How do I value my own value in this world? So I gotta do that. I really gotta practice it more often. I gotta allow myself to see success and progress in a different way and get my gratification from a different place. That's not how much money I made today, how many videos or photos or art or physical things have I made today, or did I go outside or not, or did I just spend the whole day in my bed. So I wanted to add a few things here. So what I've been choosing to not see is actually what I am learning, and how much I am experiencing different things that I've never experienced before, and then how much I'm actually learning from this experience that I do not ever see or recognize, and I don't let myself see, for just being having this free time, being in a new country, just living at home most of my day, and being in this new situation that I've never been before. I do not choose to ever acknowledge and accept and see that I am learning cooking, I am learning patience, I am learning about so many things that I never did before. I am every day, I am not every day, but most of the days I'm really making intricate dishes. I am buying a lot of weird things in the store and making a lot of new things, cooking so many new foods that I never cooked before, and looking up so many recipes, and I'm interested in so many Asian foods and very intricate Asian dishes, and wow, that is crazy. I made so many things out of scratch that never did before, and it turned out so well, and I never see it. My brain never sees it as something productive or something that I should be doing. But okay, that's a whole different topic there around a wound around money or spending money. That wound is so big for me. That's not even funny. That's crazy. But for some reason, I don't feel bad spending money on food and making food out of many expensive ingredients, and that is crazy, because that is a permission slip. That is called a permission slip. When you allow yourself to finally be happy about something, and you finally feel good about something that you never felt good about before, you you kind of slip, the permission slips, and you feel yourself giving yourself permission to be happy about something, and that's what's been happening, that I never choose to see. That is crazy. What? Like, I'm going outside, like, I'm learning to appreciate people and houses and things and like places that I never appreciated before, and I don't see that. I don't see it in this depressive mind loop thing that I have going on, like, from time to time, like, most of the time. So that is, I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy when I realize it, actually. But then it goes away as quickly as it arrived. When I realize it, like, right now, it feels good to realize it, but I know that this realization will go away as quickly as I will post this video, and then I will be stuck in my loop again. But that's fine. That's just gonna teach me other things. It's gonna teach me other things. But right now, I am learning about cooking. I'm learning to, like, teaching myself how to do things that I do not want to accept that I would ever be teaching myself. Maybe that's the problem. I never wanted to see that I would ever accept it as something that I would ever be good at or do. But turns out I am very good at it. And to feel happy about this, I have to tell my brain and accept it in my brain and in my heart that this is what I'm good at, and this is what I should be developing and I should be doing, because this is what excites me at the moment. And you should always follow your excitement. Well, we're gonna talk about it in a different video, following your excitement. But yeah, learning to cook, being at home, like, why am I not allowing myself to, for the first time in my life, to actually appreciate food? I've never appreciated food like I do now. Because I now make it very, very beautiful, very healthy, very intricate, like, I don't know how to say it, but the ingredients I buy, I never bought them before, and now I find them so interesting. And many people have known me for a very long time in my life, and they know that I've always, like, hated cooking. I'm not good at cooking. I don't like food. I don't care about food because I'm just always running everywhere, being busy. But right now I'm learning how to cook complicated Asian dishes. What the hell? Like, I would shock the world by just saying this. But I'm mostly shocking myself. And I need some time off from the real world and from, like, whatever my brain is telling me, because I've been making so much progress by just being different than I am before and transforming and changing, and I cannot rush my ripening. Cannot rush that. And it's crazy. I'm trying to rush enjoyment of life. I'm trying to rush my journey. Where do I have to rush? Where do I have to run? I have no clue. You tell me. Where do I have to run? Like, what the fuck? Where do I have to be? I have nowhere to be, and I'm trying to run somewhere. Like, it's an equivalent of, like, getting ready to go to a party when you have, like the party is right here, like, in this house, but you're, like, going outside trying to run around the world, search, like, where's the event, where's the event happening, where's the money, where's the community, where's the people, where's the happiness? When happiness is in your own kitchen. When happiness is in the noodles I just made that I never made before, and I'm so happy that I spent that money, and I'm so happy that I felt good about eating it and sharing it with my partner, and it's common sense, okay? It's common sense, but often we forget it because we're just humans. It's a lot of common sense, and all of this might sound a little bit pathetic and simple to many of you, but I am sure you've been there yourself in one way or another, in one phase in your life or another, or, like, in one shape or form or whatever. You've been there, or you will be there at some point, and then you will know what I'm talking about. When you're not going the traditional path, when you're not going the so-called, like, classic 9-to-5 job or university or something, when you have your own thing going on and you somehow get by, and then you have to have your own beliefs that are, you have to be so resilient, so strong to allow yourself to feel and think differently and value yourself differently, because trust me, I'm healing a lot by just saying this, but I never really say it to myself, but I gotta say it to myself more often. These very words, because I've been putting myself down, letting myself down, and just letting myself be depressed because I've been valuing my progress and my value, my own sense of self. I've been ranking it and rating it by the standards of a regular, normal, I don't know what is even normal these days, but like I would say like the classic, like I'm like conservative whatever path of life, I would say. I've been valuing my own unique path by the classic standards of something that society has told us to do. I don't even know. Like, nothing's really that set in stone these days. I cannot really say it anymore. Like, everyone has their own thing going on these days, and that makes me so happy that people are choosing like more non-traditional ways of living and career or something. But yeah, I'm just trying to exit my own mind loops by making these videos and by making this video, because it's so important that I don't look back anymore, because I've been down again, and like my partner's just telling me, like, you need to slow down. Like, oh my god, like, slow down. Like, you're so nervous every day. You're just panicking every day, and I can see that, I can feel that, and you don't see it yourself. Oh my god. And the thing is, yeah, that's true. I've been panicking. I've been literally losing my mind over nothing, and I realized that I'm in the same mind loop that I was when I got out of school, when I graduated, and it's been half a year, and I'm right at that place again, but I'm in a different country now, so it's a different situation, and life has put me in a place where it is such a similar situation, but at the same time it's so different. But I'm so blessed and fortunate to have recognized that I'm here, and this situation is so similar to what I experienced half a year ago. And lately I needed a lot of walks in nature, like I always do, but lately, like, these walks have been a little bit more productive and less panicky, because even a nature walk for me can feel like a panic attack, because you get stuck in your own mind loops again, and you have no one to pull you out, because you cannot see yourself from outside. You cannot really feel it, but something comes up, and it triggers a different type of thinking in you, and I've been so blessed to have figured it out, at least a little bit. Like, I figured a tiny part of it when I was walking like a week ago or something. I was just like, like you gotta ask yourself different types of questions, like say something different to yourself in your brain, because this is clearly not working. Like, you gotta think of yourself a little bit differently, ask something different to yourself, like say something totally unfamiliar to you, like think of a thought or think of something else, because you're so sick of thinking the same thing about the world, about your progress, about your value, what you bring to the table, whatever. What is your life, even? What's your path? Like ask yourself different questions. And then I got to a question like, what is life and what is spirit or whatever? Like, what is my higher self or whatever? What is it trying to teach me by this? What is, like, let's say life, what is life trying to give me, prove to me, and show me by putting me into these loops, into this like overthinking anxiety of the very topic of career and free time, or like wasting your days away, or doing productive stuff, or not doing blah blah blah. So what is life trying to prove to me or show me? And this is not the first time I've asked myself this very thing, but you just gotta ask it to yourself from time to time. Like, the learning will never end, you know. You gotta know that, like, you gotta remember these things, and literally ask your mind right now, like, what am I learning right now? What is it that I do not want to accept, that I do not want to really let into my life? What is it that I don't want to see at the moment? What am I choosing not to see around me when I'm just like going in circles? And it's always a choice. Like, what are you not really seeing in front of you? What is life trying to show you by putting you in these circles and loops? So I just slowly started to realize that I need to slow down, and I need to accept the fact that I need to rest, that I need to show compassion for my own self. Like, what? Like, I never do that. And I need to just appreciate the hard work I've done over the years and just slow down. And it doesn't matter if I'm not making money. That's a huge wound for me. That's a whole different topic. Money, you know. But yeah, when the environment around me started reflecting the same energy back at me that I was putting out, I finally realized how it is to see myself from the outside. When people around me, closest people around me, started telling me how stressed I look, like just by existing, I'm just nervous and alert, like 24/7. Like, I'm so like panicky. Like, I'm still in the process of realizing that, you know. It's just I'm not done. I'm not done healing. It will be a long process. But just when I realized that, I like something again clicked in my mind, and I started bringing myself out of the loop slowly. So day by day now, for a week or something, I've been trying a little bit to just tell myself every day, what did life want from you with this experience? What did life bring you? What kind of lesson? What did you choose not to see that it literally forced you to see by this suffering? So sometimes, like, life just forces you to see something that you just cannot, like, your stupid brain cannot really figure out by itself. So life puts you in a weird place to literally show you forcefully. And if you don't see it again, then it will keep on forcing you to go through certain things that are so unpleasant sometimes, but they will keep on happening until you see something. And I'm a firm believer that whatever it is you're going through, physical pain, mental pain, heartache, whatever, mind loops, all types of pain is something that, like, you've been neglecting, and then just life keeps forcing onto you this pain. You cannot figure out, why am I suffering? Ask yourself different questions. What do I believe about myself, about my life? What is my body telling me that I can't really see? What is it that I don't see? Sometimes you gotta ask people around you, how do you appear from the outside? What is the energy that's coming off from you? That's maybe triggering everybody to be cruel to you, or the environment to be cruel to you, or yourself to be cruel to you. You gotta flip your perspective upside down by doing something differently. And I know it's easy to say. Oh, it's so easy to say, but so hard to do, of course. But your time will come And it's always a choice to choose to see the worst of it or see the bigger picture. And I've been choosing to see my own panic as the reason for my panicking, and it's like a snowball effect. You start overthinking and having anxiety because you overthink, and then you're stressing out because you have anxiety, and then you're literally panicking because you're stressing out, and then you overthink because you stress out, and then you panic because you overthink. You got the point. But sometimes you just gotta find a new bird in the forest and realize that just loving life and appreciating yourself, appreciating what you've done, and looking at the bigger picture, looking at your life overall, like that is worth so much. All I've been taught my whole life is just to go, 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 and do something every day, all the time. And for somebody like me, it's sometimes crazy that the closest people around you tell you that, oh my god, slow down, like this is not normal. Like you're literally shaking every day because you're so addicted to working. You're addicted to being stressed out. You're addicted to overworking yourself. And then I realized that yeah, that is actually true. I've never known anything else in my life but to overwork myself. So I think that everyone goes through this in one shape or another, in one way or another. So we all are so different, but I hope this helped you a little bit. I hope you gained something from listening to this, because all I want to do with this is just share my own stories, and it's so vulnerable for me. You don't even realize how difficult for me it is to be like this, see myself like this. It is something so different, so new. I've never done this before in my life. All my life all I've been doing is just been very private about my feelings. We will not bring astrology into it, but I will if we need to. So I'm an astrologer, so I can always find a reflection of human personalities, like in the stars, of like how we reflect and how the energies are literally mirrored. But like it's so easy to like tell yourself, slow down, be calm. Like literally sit still. Learn to be still. Learn to breathe in and breathe out. It's so easy to just say that, and then the actions don't follow up. Yeah, and another question that I've been asking myself is to get out of the mind loops, like what am I neglecting? If I have these addictions, oh my god, like I've had my phone addiction for the past half a year. Like that is a big one. That is a big part of this I didn't even talk about. What is it that I'm not seeing? What is it that I choose to neglect? What are the parts in me that I deny, that I do not accept in me? What is it about life, about myself, about my career, whatever, about my personality, about the ways of life? I ask that, and it is still yet to be answered. Like the question changes a little bit from time to time. The answers change a little bit from time to time. Every day it's something else that I'm neglecting, and therefore I fall into the negative mind loops, or I turn to my addictions, like my phone and social media, which is very common these days to have that addiction, but still it is an addiction, and I don't think that it's bringing us anywhere. Alright, I think this is a very, very long video, but it is to be continued. It is to be continued. So yeah, please be kind to yourself. Ask yourself, what are you denying about yourself? What are you neglecting? What is it that life wants to show you that you so desperately do not want to accept about yourself or the world? Because that is exactly what you should embrace, talk it out, and see through it. Like there's no way around it. The only way is through. The only way is literally digging up whatever you've been neglecting. That is the only way. Otherwise, you'll be stuck in the same loop of pain or stress for a very long time until you see it. So you cannot heal a wound if you don't acknowledge that the wound even exists. So I have a wound of not feeling like I'm worthy for this world if I don't make money or overwork myself or study something, or if I'm not like constantly proving myself to the world, then I'm not worthy. Then I'm not likable, then somebody else will always be better than me. So that is one of my wounds, obviously. But each time it's different, and then something different comes up, and you don't even need to like meditate for like 3 hours to see it. Sometimes you just gotta like take a deep breath in, slow the fuck down, sit down, really like put your phone down, like really put your phone down, because that is a distraction. That's a whole different topic. Bring yourself to a new place and see yourself in a new light. Sometimes it takes years, sometimes it takes just a few minutes of a different action than you would normally do. So if you feel stuck in somewhere, just do the unthinkable. Notice yourself when you're turning into your addictions or your loop of panicking or stress or whatever. Just notice that, be okay with it, and then shock your brain. You gotta shock your brain. You gotta think a different thought. It's so easy to say, I know. Alright, so it's been a very long video. Okay, what I want you to do is put your phone down, and if you're tired of thinking this and that, just do not think for a while. Do not think, just feel. Whatever you're feeling, just feel it out, and remember that the only way is through, okay? The only way is through. Put your phone down and ask yourself, what is it that you've been neglecting? So, thank you for watching. Have a good one.